For my eyes, nobody's going outside to get their eyebrows done, so bear with my eyebrows, please. So for my eyebrows, I use my concealer and just highlight the areas that I always want highlighted. And the reason I do this is because I don't want it to be, what's the word? I don't want it to be too highlighted when I'm done. So I do this and blend before I can do the eyes, so that when I, you know, clean it out later, it's smooth. So I will outline the eyebrow like that. So I can pull it down, no problem. So this is gonna help me when I am cleaning out the shape of my brow, so that it's not too sharp, because I've already highlighted the area. I will set it. I'm setting the lid too as I'm doing this. Then I will brush this out. Then now I'm gonna use my brow pencil, the Micro Precise brow pencil, and outline the shape that I want. You can actually make this work even with, if you can see clearly, even with my eyebrows not, you know, cleaned up and tweezed, you can still make this work. Let's see how we're gonna make it work. So I have this outlined. I will try to outline the same way on this other one. It's too thick for my preference, I think, because my eyebrows are not, you know, trimmed, but I will clean it up later. So I take my thicker pencil and start to fill it in. Well, that's a good beginning, and then we're gonna clean it out. If I clean it out, I go with this wiggly thing, and then just brush out from the from the tips here, so that it's I give it an ombre or fade look. So I do that. See, that just faded. So now I'm gonna clean out the shape with the concealer. Again, do my favorite thing. Put some right there so that I don't pick a lot. And get into the cleaning mode. So I just, I'm dabbing on it so that I'm not picking a lot. I'm dabbing while spreading so that I'm not picking a lot. You would think I'm applying to my hand, but yeah, that's how I end up not picking a lot. Cleaning it to perfection because I'm in no rush. It's lockdown. It's lockdown. I'm in no rush. I think we have a good shape to work with. So with just a little bit, I'm going to use that to just highlight the top of my brow. And this one doesn't have to be precise, I just want it to look like, to make it pop. Like that. So you can see the blended out ombre-ish look, but then they're too close together. So I'm gonna take my beauty blender and tap in the middle so that I can, the last thing I used this for was the concealer, so it's gonna lighten that area so that it's not what's the word, too close. So doing this lightly. I think I did that too much, so I'm gonna do this again just a little bit. So I think they look nice, don't ya? Okay, so the eyebrows are done. Eyebrows are done. They look like cousins. Because I'm doing a soft glam eyeshadow look, I'm going to go in with these two palettes. They're all NYX Ultimate palettes. Yeah, let's see what we're gonna get from that. From this palette, I'm going to go in with this. This is the most natural, I think, and dark enough for my skin, and I'm going to take it and work it on my crease and a little bit above it. I'm pulling it out as well. Pulling it out and as high as I can. Next, I'm going to use this other palette. If you're not sure, this is a trick. Just where you were applying the concealer on your hand, just test out the colors there. Let's not pretend, we're not all pros. So this gives you a good idea of what's the next color to blend it with, right? Right. On this second palette, I'm going to take this one for my crease. So I'm basically just gonna use the same brush because it's like the exact same color, but then it's a little darker. So using the exact same brush and pack it like on my crease like that. See that? It's like the exact same color but a little darker. So okay, so I will blend the top later. So for now I'm just going to keep going lower. Yeah, so I'm keeping this monochromatic. I'm going to use a different brush. This is much stiffer because I want to pack the color as not as dark as I can, but then it's a darker color, so I need a stiffer brush for and more precise. So it's stiff, so it's more precise. And on this palette, so the last one I used was this, so I'm going to go to this and pack it at the corners of my lid. So the last time I was using this, I found that it wasn't applying as dark as I wanted it to be, so I used water. But because today I want it to be soft, I'm not going to use any water, so I'm just going to softly take it as it is, because that light shade is what I want today. And then slowly go in like that. See, you can't even see it. That's why I was using water before, because you can't really see it. I'm going to make it work. Just want something at least. My camera died, but I went ahead and used the same color I used to do the corners, to do the bottom lash. So that went on darker because I was crying, getting scared to touch my eye with the brush. So I cried and it made the eyeshadow wet and it packed darker. So you can see it's a little darker but not too dark, so it's like the graduation from the tip to the bottom, it's like it's gradual. It's not, there's nothing harsh. I'm going to go back to the first palette that I used and use this neutral color here for the inner part of my eye. That. So I'm kind of like cutting a crease, but then it's not a sharp crease cut. like that. Do the same for the other. So I'm going to use this brush that I used to apply the darkest shadow, and I'm going to just dip it into the darkest shadow that I used and blend this area that they're meeting. Like that, so you don't see any harsh line between the lighter and the darker, so they're like blending in well. So now I'm going to go in with the second palette, and I'm going to use glitter for this area. So I'm using this glitter. It's rose goldish. I'm just gonna use the same brush, since the same brush I used to apply the lightest color, and then just pack on that glitter. I would usually make it wet, the brush, so I think I should. So some highlighter for my brow bone. I'm going to use the same one for my nose bridge. On the tip. Going in with the golden highlighter for my cupid. I'm going to apply some mascara before I can pop in my lashes. Just the hair, and pretend like I'm going outside, but I'm not going nowhere. I'm locked up. I'm not going anywhere. So guys, that was my eye makeup tutorial and soft glam. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like the video and leave a comment. Bye.